it? Is it about a state this close that it almost always splits 50-50, and then stuff like this happens? To UVA Center for Politics professor extraordinaire, presidential historian as well, Larry Sabato. Larry, what is it about Florida? Here we go again, maybe.
Neil, I hadn't heard this till I just saw the segment here on your show, and I had shades of 2000 flashing before me. Most of us were down in Florida for part of that, and it was just a nightmare. So let's hope they get it sorted out to everybody's satisfaction well ahead of Election Day. And that is a tie. Florida is a tie right now. I mean, essentially, if you put all the polling pieces together and all the information we have about early voting, it seems to be a tie. Nationally, it's not a tie, but in Florida it is.
You know, again, we don't know of any deliberate impropriety there. Republicans are wondering about that, but we should just the process, the normal routine you go through to collect ballots and to go through the process and open them up prematurely, that might be sloppy. But again, we're not jumping any early conclusions here. In the meantime, Donald Trump has been talking about the great progress he's making in all of these polls and how things have tightened up. He's in Orlando right now. Is it your sense that the gap really is narrowing, or is this the standard stuff you see in the closing days of the campaign?
Well, it's part of both. That is, you normally have reluctant partisans coming back on board at the end, and frankly, Donald Trump has had a lot of reluctant partisans. We all know there's a slice of the Republican Party, it's pretty substantial, that isn't that crazy about him. Some have sworn never to vote for him. But after, now some of that occurred before Director Comey sent his letter to Congress, but a lot of it has happened after that letter.
Yeah, I just want to ask you about that. I'm sorry to jump on you, my friend, but this tightening of the polls, I did, indeed. Is that prior to the whole Comey stuff? Does the Comey stuff that developed tighten it more? What do you think?
No, it's tightening it more. Some of it was prior to the letter being sent, and then we've had more since. A fascinating poll released from Wisconsin today. They actually kept track in their 4-day survey, which happened to cover the period of the Comey letter. Right. They kept track of each day. And at first, Hillary Clinton was 11 points ahead of Trump in Wisconsin. Then the letter was released. Donald Trump went up 8 points over Clinton for that day. Then, for Saturday and Sunday, it returned to a Clinton lead, but a smaller one of 6 points for each day. So you see, it did have an impact.
That is
had a
wild.
big impact.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is